Wednesday, the 19th of November, the year 2014. Boxo Studio is the place, the show, Barbershop Podcast, bringing you the very best of Hamilton music and musicians, and a few that just cross through that we take a shining to. But we bring you real people, real stories, and best of all, real live music. This week it's not going to be the case. It's with heavy hearts that we said goodbye to one of the greats in Hamilton. By far the greatest guitar player in the city. Inspirational individual to so many. Of the great Washington family, of which there's so many branches on that tree. He was a sturdy oak, had prospered and given so much to the music and the musicians here in Hamilton, Ontario. Brian Griffith was 61 years old, died of a heart attack. And tonight was a visitation. Brian and I went down, and so many people. Great deal of love, respect, introspection. Heavy hearts, though, for having lost another one in our community, and one who truly has given so much. Everyone had a story about Brian Griffith and how important he was to their development. And we've decided, originally it was Dwayne got a hold of me. Dwayne Rudder was to play tonight. He said, I don't think we can do this. And I thought, yeah, you're right. But we've gone every Wednesday for nary on 2 years now. And we put together some videos. A few people have forwarded some things because Brian is such an amazing musician and has been for such a long time. He's played with most of the great players in Hamilton. And if we had the kind of time and resources to dig, it could go on for a long time. The amount of material where you would find him absolutely shining on, recording with the likes of, Willie Nelson and some of the great blues players. He could cop a lick like nobody else. And the likes of Hamilton's Laurie Yates certainly utilized him to great extent, as did anyone else who had the opportunity to have Brian Griffith play with them on the recordings or play live. It's a treat. He is his generous, gentle, evocative, empathetic nature shone through in the notes he played, the integrity of it all. Ryan Cannon, you were just a pup in high school when you crossed paths with Brian Griffith. Isn't that the case?
Yeah. I used to go down to Hess Village, possibly underage, and
it was hard to tell.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. But before I knew anybody, before I met anybody in the scene, played in any bands, I would go down and watch Brian play, and he was just such an amazing human being. Like, I would keep going back, and he would sit and have beers with me and whoever else was there between sets, and just a genuinely beautiful, beautiful person.
Yeah, not a speck of ego, like ego to the point where he knew he was good, and he was the camera was kind to Brian. He's a beautiful man as well as being a beautiful individual, but he would take time for you. He would talk to you and would never talk down to you. It was always encouraging, and I'm sure like you were pretty in awe of his abilities. Mm-hmm. I remember he was playing. I was really watching him at first in Hess Village. He had a black Strat. It was a MIDI Strat, and so it was a Roland, and so he could play, his regular guitar licks. But because there was a MIDI output, he could, use it as a trigger for any number of instruments. And there was one for a piano. And if you've ever heard a piano MIDI through a guitar, it's kind of a neat sounding thing, but someone with his chops he could actually play the phrasing, so it sounded like a piano, and I was always blown away. And then the guitars he would have, just gorgeous guitars, and he would love them. And he would talk about gear, and kind of I would always spin off and about humanity. When talking about the human condition, he was always someone who, walked the walk as far as that went. We're going to give you a little bit of taste of what we were able to dig up on the internet. I'm sure in the coming weeks, months, and years, there'll be more said and done. I know down at Bay City Music Hall, they're going to be having a memorial concert for them. Hamilton's a pretty tight-knit community. You look just on that internet thing and put that information in, and you should be able to find the exact information as events transpire over the next week or so. As we're saying, if you're watching this in the future, this is relatively sudden, something that just happened last Friday, this being the Wednesday in Hamilton. So, I don't know, Ryan, we're going to start off with, do you have one that's caught your fancy that you think we should start off with?
It's Alfie Smith, I believe. You got the
Alfie's
you got the card.
Alfie's a great blues guy and a great guy in general in town, and a wicked guitar player in his own right, that's for sure. So we got a nice little video here. See if we got ourselves a Kindhearted Woman. That's a great standard. But with a little taste of Brian Griffith right here at barbershoppodcast.com. My ears blowing out. Well, it's a little more difficult when we don't have live musicians in here. It seems to be an easy thing when there's 256 microphones and cables and whatnot that's flowing in and out of here. Well, now that we're highly paced, I don't know. Can I run an ad at least? Talk about, our sponsors. Goodness, gracious, we love our sponsors. We're going to have a new one on board shortly. But the sponsors who have been with us for the last while, who get and understand the show and enjoy what we do and how we do it. I'll talk about, we'll go with Hamilton Artists or hamiltonartist.ca. Gary was so nice. I imagine it was probably Heather who ran this up. We got ourselves a little sheet, so I don't forget anything. They do so much, and they do it so well at hamiltonartist.ca. And I don't want to leave anything out. They're located at 1141 Main Street East in Hamilton at Balmoral. That's right at the Delta. The phone number is 289-396-1653. As I said, hamiltonartist.ca. They print anything on anything. They're committing to helping small businesses, artists, and musicians promote and market their businesses. They handle T-shirts, mugs, buttons, banners, anything you need printed, anything. Just see hamiltonartist.ca. Visit them online. Set up your own account online, which is really neat. Create your own orders without visiting the store. And get it shipped right to you. HamiltonArtist.ca can be your voice when you have a company icon, logo, name, idea you want to promote. Part of the online community. You can share some events with some great sites that they have, HamiltonNights.ca. They got online offers and sales. If you come up with something original, unique for your business or school, your band, they can work with you with that. They do custom wear and apparel. Ask about the member discounts. They've got engraving, jewelry, vinyl stickers, vinyl wraps, the big banners, tags, badges, keychains, a little bit of everything right there. HamiltonArtist.ca. Come see them. So, talking about the family and the lineage and the genealogy, going back to Jackie Washington, we lost him a short while ago. And of all the Washingtons and Harrison Kennedy coming up, offering so much to the Hamilton music scene, a family that's so rich musically. and have worked with so many great artists. It's hard to pin down a time when Brian Griffith wasn't playing in Hamilton. I'm 50 years old, and I always remember him being on the scene and being a big part of that. Anyone who's had an opportunity to visit the scene, probably if you saw a beautiful 6.5 tall, thin guitar god, black guitar god, his name was Brian Griffith, that was him. I'm sure many people went back and spoke amazing stories about someone they ran into. All right, we got a little problem fixed. We can come back and have that little taste of Kindhearted Woman, with a little bit of Alfie Smith, and of course the great late Brian Griffith.
I got a kind of woman.
course, that's the great Brian Griffith with Alfie Smith. Kindhearted Woman, fantastic blues player, fantastic musician, but more than anything, his heart, his soul, and his message in life is what's been resonating in the musical community. There was just this crushing sadness and loss when you lose someone so vibrant, but through it all, especially looking at his sons and his family, they were exuding the kind of beauty that Brian had about him. People in the room were thinking about how he had touched their life, and boy, the message was really sent to me loud and clear. You can be the greatest in the world at something, but unless you have the character to back it up, and Brian Griffith had character in spades. I'm going to read from the Hamilton Spectator, wrote a nice piece about Brian, and there was quite an outpouring, but this kind of touches on just how well known and sort of things that he'd done. Brian is well known for his inspired electric blues, reggae, rock solos, but could provide tasteful acoustic backing to more traditional folk country and jazz. Griffith was regular on the city's club scene for decades, despite gaining an international reputation as a respected studio guitarist. Daniel Lanois, Grammy Award-winning producer for acts such as Bob Dylan and U2, employed Griffith on several albums, including Willie Nelson's Tetro, and Emmylou Harris's Wrecking Ball. He said, "I never made the album. I told Brian I would make it with him. That's not good," said Lanois when told the news in Chicago, where he performed a concert on Friday night. He was a world-class player. Not many people know this, but he was also a great bass player. The two of them went back 35 years. Of course, that was Daniel Lanois. Speaking of Brian Griffith, he won the Hamilton Music Awards for Guitarist of the Year in 2004 and 2007, and played on numerous other albums that won Hamilton Music Awards. Fantastic individual. His legacy will live on for years and years, and everyone he's touched. Such a huge player. That little snippet from Graham Rockingham, a great writer from the Hamilton Spectator. We're going to spin another video. I believe it's the Hamilton. We're talking about the Tigers here. We got Brian. We have so many good ones. Let's see what's up. Hamilton Tigers, Copperhead, captured by Michael J. Berthelmer. Is performed live off the floor at Chatham Garden Studio. Copperhead is Joe Clark's great instrumental that they all got a chance to play for the upcoming CBC documentary, which chronicles a search for the last known Hamilton Tigers NHL jersey. The band was named MJB, and performers are Joe Clark on mandolin, Ed Roth on the accordion, Rick with a K Taylor, the steel dobro, Brian Griffith is playing the acoustic guitar, Paul Panchizek is on the drums, and Michael Hickey is on the acoustic electric bass. Great individuals, great musicians. It's a great song called Copperhead from the Hamilton Tigers on barbershoppodcast.com.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Pretty good, guys.
And that was Copperhead, a great story about the search for the last Hamilton Tigers NHL jersey. Hamilton, home of the Hamilton Tigers, one of the NHL teams in the very early days. And the story is well known about our search for a team and get one back. Our Hamilton Tiger Cats are doing great, playing this weekend in the Eastern Final against the Montreal Alouettes, and we will know in the future if in fact we're going to the Grey Cup or not. But a very proud sporting tradition woven into the folklore of Hamilton, Ontario. A very tough but very textured town. We like it here a great deal. And tonight we're speaking about and celebrating the life of Brian Griffith. Great Hamilton musician, great individual who left a legacy that all of us are going to be a part of going forward into the future. Hamilton being the musical hotbed that it is, the type of work, and it was. He dedicated his life to it and perfected his craft to the point that he inspired many others and did a great service to us all. So raise a glass and tonight toast Brian Griffith. We certainly are here at Barbershop Podcast. I'm going to spin another video, this one here from a friend of ours we saw at the visitation tonight, Mr. Michael Berthelmer, who is the owner of Pine Street Studios in Hamilton. Works with some beautiful people, does some great work, and had a concert series in there. He's a great singer-songwriter in his own right, and has a great circle of friends, all very talented. This was from June 30th of 2011. The song is Zanbar, and it was part of the Pine Street Garden concert series, and of course featuring the great Brian Griffith here at barbershoppodcast.com.
Not so far away where the palm trees swing and swing, and the weather's fine most of the time. Here warm and waiting, but it's hard to find the lines to describe such bliss as this. The breeze from the sea just soothes me. Won't you come join me here? Oh, come on, Zanbar is not that far from where you are. Just cross Tanganyika and you'll find me waiting for you here. There's no commotion out on the ocean when the sea is falling asleep, and I'm bound to follow soon, fading in the sleep. And I watch the sun fall into the ocean without a splash it sinks, but it means such a pleasant mood that I thought I'd write and tell you there's no need to rush all around the town to try and find what's going on. Wherever you may be is where it all is falling down. And so in style with my crocodile smile, here in the jungle bungalow, Sure enough, yes, I'm thinking about you. So here's a picture postcard, a lazy me beneath the mango tree. And I'm a real big fan of a golden tan, playing for all to see. Am I taking you Zanbar, you're not that far from where you are. Just cross Tanganyika and you'll find me waiting for you here. When there's no commotion out on the ocean, when the sea is falling asleep, and I'm bound to follow soon. I'm fading in sleep, and I'm bound to follow soon. Real soon.
Celebrating the life of Brian Griffith here at Barbershop Podcast on the 19th of November, 2014. Carolina Lovely, singer-songwriter from Canada, Hamilton, lives now in Australia and enjoys Barbershop Podcast, keeping in touch with some of her friends and some of the new acts coming out of this great city. Keeps in contact with social media and sent some files when I asked if anyone had some things with Brian that they'd like to send to the show tonight. So this one goes back to 1991 when she was still known as Carolina Loveless. But of course she's softened now and has found love, and she is Carolina Lovely. But she had some big shiny friends and she put on some good shows. And this is a little bit of it here from the year 1991 on barbershoppodcast.com. Griffith with Carolina Lovely. I mean, not from 91. We've got something from 91 we're going to show you in a bit, but just shows you the kind of depth and breadth and the talent of Mr. Brian Griffith, whose life we are celebrating before we lost him this very week. Hamilton, Ontario is full of great talent and great people and great places. One of them is our great sponsors at Shenanigans. Shenanigans is located at 1305 Main Street East, corner of Houghton, across from Delta Secondary School. You can like them on Facebook, browse Shenanigans menu. They brought back some of the favorites, fall off the bone ribs, tilapia, tacos, bigger, better pizza than before. We had some of the great pizza tonight. Chicken wings, $7 for a pound, $11 for 2 pounds. You can't beat that. All kinds of wing sauces. They're open Monday to Saturday. When you go in there, you buy one appetizer, get the second one half price from 4 to 7. Budweiser pints, $3.75 each. I mean, you can go and have a couple pints for under $8. That's pretty sweet. Make Shenanigans your go-to place for your next ball game, night out, dining out. They've got darts, they've got pool, if you like that, and the big screen. So if you want to watch the game, go see them at Shenanigans. Great deals. You go for the food, you stay for the good times. It's like it used to be at Shenanigans. And if you love them like we love them, you'll love what they do. And we thank them for being one of our sponsors here at Barbershop Podcast. 1991. What the heck were you doing, Ryan? You're running around like a little Dennis the Menace with your slingshot hanging out of your back pocket.
Yeah.
Getting into trouble.
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
like
I can't
that.
remember that far back, but
yeah.
yeah.
For me, it was, I think it was one of the last great years of my life. At that period. No, I can get big trouble saying that.
It's been shit since.
Yeah, no, it's been, but I mean, I'm saying the ups I'm loving now come in appreciation for the downs that went afterwards. But 1991, everything was like, it was the Clinton years or whatever. Everything was going great,
Gulf
right?
War.
Yeah, and I was like,
That's
what?
not good.
Well, for me, it was because I was 27 and like, I had a good job and everything was chucking along really quite nicely. So this is a nice little snippet back when, not everyone had a video camera, certainly not built into their phone.
No.
No one had a phone. If you did, you had to carry it around in a backpack.
Yeah.
We had a few of
The
those.
Zach Morris, yeah.
Exactly. And this is a street festival. What other information do we have on it? Other than it's a street festival.
It's 7 minutes long.
That's pretty good.
It's quite the guitar jam. We watched it earlier. It's I like this one as we were going through all the stuff online,
Right.
trying to find some videos. This was really cool, and I watched the whole thing. It's just it's some amazing riffage and wanking and just beautiful, beautiful guitar.
Yeah, I think this might be it here. It says, this is a footage I shot of Brian back in 1991 at the Hess Street Jazz Festival in Hamilton, Ontario. With Rapid Transit, a great band featuring the rhythm section of Dave King on drums and Paul Inston on bass. It was the first time I'm going to find out who actually penned this, met Brian. Luckily, he came upon him with his new 8mm video cam, wondering who this amazing guitar player was. Since then, they become good friends, and now he will miss him. Despite being bothered by some single coil buzz from his Stratocaster, his heart and passion for playing shines through, as it always did. Please enjoy my sincerest condolences to Brian's family. So these are just some of the beautiful things that people put in their memory of Brian Griffith right here, barbershoppodcast.com. And that from the Hess Street Jazz Festival in 1991. Brian Griffith playing some wonderful fusion. The man could play any style. Chris Houston was saying his country chops are just unbeatable. Blues, he had an ear, and then he had empathy, and that's why he was a songwriter's guitar player, because he loved that. He loved to be able to listen and interpret and give back that piece of him in what he played. And when you heard Brian Griffith play, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Big week up ahead here through Boxo Studio in Hamilton, Ontario. I want to mention a few things that are happening starting next Tuesday at the Staircase Theater. Busted Flat recording artist Dwayne Rutter is going to be giving a showcase. If you've ever been to the Staircase, you know how beautiful it is. If you haven't been to the Staircase, I would suggest you go. Look it up online, DwayneRuttermusic.com. Busted Flat recording artist Dwayne Rutter. Mr. Dave Pomfret is opening the show. Another fantastic singer-songwriter, great voice, great chops. Both of them honest, earnest, open, beautiful songwriters, good for the soul kind of music, and that's happening Tuesday night here in Hamilton. That's the 25th. And then the 26th, which is Wednesday, is our 2-year anniversary here at Barbershop Podcast. 2 years broadcasting every Wednesday. That's 106 Wednesdays in a row. And as we did last year, we're going to have an open house. We're going to get some beer and some snacks and invite some of our good friends to drop by and play a 10 or 15-minute set, get to know them, and let the good times roll, as they say. People feeling good and the community touching each other. It's good for what ails you. What can I say? Fantastic people. And then, of course, on Saturday, the 29th, we'll be touching on this, I'm sure, next Wednesday on the podcast. But this is your chance to get a ticket before they're sold out. That's the second and final presentation of Boxo Studios' Exile series. This one, Exile on James Street, because it's at This Ain't Hollywood at 345 James Street North in Hamilton. The Monarch Project, our good friends and Boxo recording artist Monarch Project, are opening the show about 11. And between midnight and 2, you're going to hear all 18 songs front to back from Exile on Main Street, that great 1972 Rolling Stones double album, considered by many music critics to be the greatest record of all time, and fantastic lineup of Hamilton artists. We've really outdone ourselves, and so proud to be part of that. That's the 29th of November, Exile on James Street at This Ain't Hollywood. Well, we've been talking about Brian Griffith tonight. Fantastic guitar player, wonderful human being. Played a bit of his music. We got one more we're going to touch on, a great singer-songwriter, J.P. Remans. I was going to come down for one of the very early shows with Edgar Burrow, but our signals got crossed. And he still hasn't been on the show. I'd love to have this gentleman. He's been around for a while, and certainly Brian enjoyed playing with him. And we've got a video with the fabulous Barflies. And it's from his album No Filter, and it features JP on guitar and singing, Brian on guitar, Kerry Ashworth on bass, and Danny Lockwood on drums. So I know it's going to be good right here, barbershoppodcast.com.
Somewhere along the high bridge, every minute of the day, for every love shot that Cupid takes, a dozen arrows go astray. I know that I've been hit, this time his aim was true. Now nothing in this world can change the way I feel. been a fool most of my life, but never quite like this. All my friends tell me I've been acting straight. Hey, but I know just what it is. I pulled an arrow from my chest and I felt the feeling grow. Now I can only do my best just to make sure that you know I've been love shot, love shot. Oh, whatever you got just blows me away. I've been love shot, love shot, and I'm never gonna be the same. And turn all night. I tried to drink you away, but I just can't get it right. Guess I'm gonna have to settle down. Seems I have no choice. No more late nights out of fooling around and hanging out downtown with the boys. I have my cake and eat it too. Oh, I won't be crying the blues when that last call bell rings out. Well, I'll come right home to you, 'cause I've been love shot, love shot. Oh, whatever you got just blows me away. I've been love shot, love shot, and I'm never gonna be the same. I've been love shot, love shot. Oh, whatever you got just blows me away. I've been love shot, love shot, and I'm never gonna be the same. I'm never gonna be the same. I'm never gonna be the same.
From the album No Filter, that was J.P. Reman's with the great Brian Griffith on guitar. I want to give a shout out to Shotgun Jilly Johnson, great supporter of the Hamilton music scene and hard worker here in the town. She was good enough to send us some files. She certainly has a stockpile of footage that she's taken over the years. A lot to choose from, but we thought we couldn't leave you without a little something from her, because she answered the call and dropped some things by. We had a lot to get to, so we'll call this one a night after this one, but I believe this is a little something of Brian playing with Hamilton's Tom Wilson. Other than that, we're going to let it roll right here at Barbershop Podcast.
She's been checking on down the line. I think the little white pills in the logbook's way behind. Well, never promised me tonight, and I'm those stairs alright. 6 days on the road, I'm going home tonight. Okay, Brian.
Awesome right there. That's Brian Griffith in a nutshell. He'll sit there and with the most electric players, and you won't be able to take your eyes or your ears off him. And we were certainly celebrating his life this evening, and we'll continue to do so in our hearts and our minds. Big piece of Hamilton music died this week, but it lives on with us, lives on with everyone. Thank you, Brian Griffith, for everything you gave us. We'll see you next week for 2-year anniversary of Barbershop Podcast. Wrap our arms around some of the people in here and share the love. Ryan Cannon, I know he's going to be here with bells on. Certainly, I know Gary Greenland is going to be here because he loves his work. You know, he loves his work. He loves his mother-in-law. Great to have you here at Barbershop Podcast. So good you're part of the family. Take care, everyone.